Hey guys, what's up? Okay, so you guys voted this week to hear about how to actually lose weight and keep it off because most women can lose weight in the short term. I think pretty much anybody can, but the key and the trick is how do we lose it and keep it off? And there are some essential things that make a big difference. So, first and foremost, I think one of the problems that um, women make is waiting for motivation. And that's why a lot of women will start new diets on Monday. Every Monday, they're starting a new diet because they feel motivated. And one of the problems with this is that knowing you're going to start fresh on Monday, you then tend to go off the rails on the weekends, thinking, well, I'm never going to drink this again. I'm never going to eat this again for a long time. So I might as well get it all out of the way now, and then tend to overdo it on the weekends, knowing that you'll start fresh on Monday. Most people who have success with long term weight loss have not waited for motivation to lose weight. True change will come when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, because change is not always easy. I'm going to share with you a little story to prove my point. If you don't know my story, I lost and gained the same 50 pounds over and over again for years and years and years. For me, my breaking point was when I missed an entire vacation because I felt fat and had nothing to wear. And I still remember it clearly to this day, the way that I was feeling. I had this vacation I was supposed to go on. I was trying to pack and try things on to see what would fit, and nothing would fit me. And I remember sitting on the floor in front of my closet trying to do up a pair of pants, and the pants wouldn't do up with the fat hanging over the top and the bottom, and I couldn't do up my pants. And I just sat there on the floor, defeated and miserable, and I canceled that vacation. And that was a big turning point for me. And so you may have think that after sitting on the floor feeling sorry for myself and canceling, which was a big decision to make because I really did want to go, that I would get up and say, okay, I'm a changed woman. I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to drink a green juice and now I'm motivated because that was my breaking point. That is not what happened at all. What did happen is I ended up staying in the whole weekend, feeling sorry for myself, and eating chocolate glazed Timbits from Tim Hortons, feeling sorry for myself. And it was over the course of that weekend that something in me just was like, this has to change, like, enough. Um, and so after I got done feeling sorry for myself, I didn't want to do this again. Like, I had been on so many diets, and it's exhausting going on a strict diet. Once I didn't eat for 10 days doing the master cleanse. I do not recommend, 10 out of 10 do not recommend doing that. And I was freaking starving for 10 days. And sure, I lost weight, but guess what? I was miserable. I was looking at people eating, feeling resentment towards them for eating. And sure enough, as soon as I was able to eat, like, I ate more than I normally would have because I was so freaking starving and I had felt so deprived. So anyway, back to the breaking point on this particular weekend. I canceled the vacation. I was not immediately motivated. I felt sorry for myself all weekend. I did more damage by staying inside and just eating chocolate covered Timbits. Um, and I just didn't want to do it again because for me, dieting was strict. And I was like, I don't know if I have it in me. But then I just, I just was like, I can't live my life like this. So for me, that weekend, the pain of staying the same and missing out on life and not having anything in my closet fit me and just being miserable, that pain was so great to me that the pain of change was less. So I knew I could no longer live this way. So I had to figure out, how do I do this? So instead of doing another quick fix, which is what I had done for years and years and years, I was like, I just need to figure this out because I can't live like this anymore. Like, I can't. And so for me, I did something a little bit drastic in another way is I went to school to study nutrition to learn it, to figure it out for myself. Like, how can I lose weight and then keep it off and not be in this roller coaster, in this mind fuck, basically, excuse my language, but that's what it was. And so I did that. And so I lost the weight, and I lost it slowly, but I learned how food works with our body, not against it. So when you want to really lose weight, first things first, you cannot wait for motivation, because motivation is fleeting and it may not come. Motivation will come when you start doing things and you start losing the weight and you start seeing results. Then you start to kind of feel motivated to keep going. The other thing is wrapping your head around the fact that you cannot do quick fixes anymore if you want to break out of this cycle. So in order to do that, this is how you will achieve long-term success. When the pain of change is less than the pain of staying where you are, you will do the right thing. You will be patient. And instead of doing a quick fix, you will figure out, what are the things I need to change in my daily habits to get me there. It takes longer this way, but when you do it this way, it becomes part of your lifestyle and you never have to go through this cycle again. So I think a lot of women, and I actually know this because I was this woman, you see the new thing that's guaranteed to work for this, or the new thing that's guaranteed to work for this, and you want to try it. But like, the thing is, you have to change something in your daily routine in order to get a different result. Like, the actual definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Like, you have to recognize something has to change. The good news is it's probably not as drastic as you think. Most women will not have to do a whole 360 overhaul of their life. Most women. What you need to do is have an understanding of what foods are working for me, what foods are working against me, and take a look at the day and say, where am I doing this that's in line with my goals, and where am I doing this that's tripping me up? Because usually it's not what you're doing the whole day that's messing you up. There's usually something within that day that is the part that's messing you up. And I'll give you an example. So for a lot of women, they will be good all day, and then you get home from work and you are freaking ravenous, and then you just kind of eat really quickly or eat everything in sight, or you had a stressful day and so then you eat to kind of comfort yourself, to release the stress. So if that's the case, then you would just say, okay, how can I change this one part of the day? Like, what do I need to do here in order to give me a bigger result? So a lot of times it is not a complete overhaul. It's just looking at, where is my sticking point? Now, again, I'm going to give you a pro tip for a lot of women where they are kind of tripping up is not eating enough at their meals through the day. And this is ingrained in our brains from this diet mentality we've had our whole lives of, let me cut calories, let me cut carbs, let me not eat until noon, let me, right? And it's ingrained in our minds, okay, I need this calorie deficit. So if I just eat less than I'm burning off, I'm going to lose weight. Well, especially as women in perimenopause and menopause, this can backfire big time. So one of the key things is saying, where in my day do I need to make these changes? Because when you look at it that way and you just make changes in the parts that need changes, it's not a complete overhaul, and this makes it sustainable. You're also going to have more energy because you're eating enough of the right foods. So you don't want to go on another strict diet and then have it backfire. Sorry guys, this always screws up the sound. The true key to successful weight loss is knowing what to focus on, because if it's too strict, you won't stick to it. So first things first, recognize that you have to change. The pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. Nobody likes change. It can be tricky in the beginning, but if you want to be different, you've got to make a change. Then it is figuring out, well, what is the change that's going to give me the most bang for my buck? Like, you don't have to change everything overnight. Take a look at your day and be honest with yourself. And just take a look at your day and say, where do I tend to trip up every day? Like, where is that? And then just focus in and zero in on that one thing and say, well, let me focus on just changing that for now. Then when you can get that dialed in, then you work on the next one. It's one thing at a time. Make sure you're eating enough to sustain yourself. And then just implement them as part of your daily habits. It is what we do consistently that will get us results, not what we do once in a while. So, daily habits are everything. If you take a look at your daily habits objectively from the outside and pretend you're someone else looking at your habits, would you say that that woman is doing what's in line with her goals? Right? Like take judgment out of it, but pretend you're your friend looking at what you're doing and you're saying, I want to lose 30 pounds, and then I'm your friend looking at what you're doing every day, and I'll be like, girl, we need to be honest with ourselves, right? So you got to want to change. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It's not always going to come. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to really, really, really want it, because you got to recognize that you have to change something you're doing in your daily habits. You have to. Because if you don't change anything in your daily habits, you're going to get the same result, right? Anyway, I hope that helps you. It's not a magic pill. It really comes down to just wanting it, willing to take a look at it, willing to make the changes, but then looking and figuring out what are the changes that are going to give me the most bang for my buck. Anyway, I hope that helps you. Comment below. I would like to know which part of that resonated with you the most, or if you have some confusion on any part of it. Let me know as well, and I can try and clear that up for you. Anyway, and have you looked at your whole day and seen, yes, Stacy's right. There is one part of my whole day that tends to undo all of the work that I've done. And like, does that resonate with you? Does that make sense? It's usually not the whole day. It's usually like one or two things that you need to take a look at and change that will give you your results. I hope that helps you. Comment below what resonated with you the most. Bye.